Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome to Tracery.io, which I'm here today, which, as you probably saw by the video title, to show you how to make a Twitter bot, which it's not exactly what you think it is. At least with Tracery, it is run by Galaxy Kate, so she's the one that's running this. It's easy to run. Obviously, you need to have a Twitter account before you are doing this, and if you need to contact someone, if the site is down, you can contact this person. Don't just spam them with random things, please. So this is a bot that I've been working on for a week or two now, and some of the basic things that you need to know. It can work with images, can work with videos, and it can work with text. So, obviously, if you create a bot that's deemed spammy, abusive, unpleasant, like mentioning people, using slurs, yada yada yada, it will be taken down. So if you yourself try and make a bot that's anything like that, just don't. There's some basic interactive things which I'll just show. So here's some basic information of, hey, how does it do? I'm not gonna go over each thing. You can obviously go through it yourself if you so choose. Here's some more. Here is basically some here's some generating text, like here's an animal, and this is start symbols animal, and you can randomly reroll to get a random animal. Here is rules within rules, where there's multiple subcategories, and then sentence. So the sentence will randomly form with a random color of the list, random animal from the animal list, the nature noun, and the name. So then you can just reroll and get a random combination. You can do adding your own symbols. So you can do ... See here. You can add a mood symbol, so that there's Blue Raven, occupation, yada yada yada. There's modifiers. So sometimes you want to add capitalize or plural to an A word or an A noun without worrying about which one is correct. You can provide a few modifiers. You can put in the symbols with a dot separating them. Animal as capitalized will make an animal, plural and capitalize it. So using modifiers are S for plural and ed for past tense capitalization. So there's just some ways to properly do that. Saving data, which the syntax for saving information is powerful, but it's still getting worked out if you like. But there may be future syntax for yeah, so basically, the remembering the name, like, so, Hero traveled with a pet, Hero was never in the mood, and so basically, what I can imagine that, Hero, that the saving data stores the saved data from what is generated from this particular thing. So in this case, it always remembers like Dace's name with her pet and the coyote name. So multiple different options. So this, it looks like they, it looks like there is random generation of I don't really know this one for different pronouns and whatnot, but I'm not entirely sure. And looks like there is setting pronouns within, not setting stuff within stuff within stuff. I didn't fully look through this, but again, I knew what I wanted to do. So this is a way to actually, for this particular thing from the original thing, you can actually generate things, so like symbol 1, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah, and you can, the origin is what creates the sentence, or at least in this case, it's the one that's calling for the name and the occupation. And once you're finally done, you can save it, and you can call the JSON, which you can just copy the code and put into the tracery JSON, which your bot can use. And the nice thing about this is that you can see the colors. So that way you can see, okay, so this is being called here. This is obviously being called from this, and this entire sentence is being calling from this. So you can more easily figure out like what's being called and what's not being called. And let's see here. Here's the GitHub data, which if you more used to GitHub stuff, you can obviously call it from there. But let me actually show you what my Twitter bot does. So I have some basic things just for the actual structure if you don't want to deal with any of that. You gotta have the curly bracket going, the open curly bracket, the origin, which is the thing that gets posted, God, I don't remember what these things are called, but the double dot thing, then an open square brackets, the double quotations, whatever the pound symbol or hashtag or whatever you want to call it, the name of what you're calling, pound structure, pound, double quotations, square bracket, and then the comma, and then the actual thing, and then that thing just repeats over and over again for everything. Inside the thing, I actually have 5 different sentences of what's being called. Now, anytime you don't save do the saving thing, like saving the name, saving the problem, yada yada yada, you're actually going to randomly generate anything from that same list. And so I have like and words and a whole bunch of names, and I also have inside the names, I actually have it calling more names, which is the first part and the second part. So it would randomly generate something from the first part, like moon pond or iron kit, which I drew inspiration for a lot of these names from the Warrior Cat series, just because, hey, it's a thing that people might be interested in, so I just added it in. There is the occupation, and I also had, hey, maybe people might actually be an animal, so I have a random animal, which I will add more in eventually, but I have a decent amount right now. I have a vehicle, which I believe, where did I put the vehicle? I don't know. Let's see here, vehicle. Oh yeah, the vehicle where it's like, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's the name, the occupation, and blah 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 blah. Yeah. So then there's the places, which I have a random bunch of places where they could be. Like, it's also similar to sort of the structure of the Warrior Cat series kind of thing. It's like, oh, it's Shadowlands or King's Watch or Wolfsborn or something like that. And then there's the size, in case people want a size. There's a specialization with if it's like something from the first name, second name, or it's size, or it's occupations. And then there's the different variations on all that. And then I also have the problem, which if you generate a problem, hey, there's a whole bunch of things. Then the speed of the story, and then how it gets solved. And at the very end, you have to make sure that your very last thing, for example, the square bracket that's closing off the solving piece does not have a comma with it. Same thing with everything inside each of the things. The last thing can't have a comma. For example, if I had a comma on the inside in the end, that gets an error. And then you can see Dmitri the Doctor on another plane of existence, which forgetting one is something, needs guidance, blah, 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 blah. And you can just cycle through random things to just see what potential options could what could come out. There's a whole bunch of different things that You can go. You can post every 10 minutes every 10 minutes, half hour, 2 hours, to up to even a year. Currently, mine is every 6 hours, since it's frequently enough that someone could see it, but not frequently enough that someone could get annoyed by the posting of it. I currently have my starring ideas, but to set to don't reply, since it's not gonna be able to reply to someone properly. Then I can share the short trace code, but honestly, like, no one's gonna be able to edit it though, because if I just click that open, you can see it, but you can't edit it. So, anyways, I'm gonna save, and I'm actually gonna pull up the bot itself. So, and then you can actually see it, and you can see some of the things. It's a mouse. It's a unicycle. No, it's Belle the sculptor plus the problem of dying. So, or like some of the first ideas that I had. Frost, the mother, at college, with a god threatening something and unable to solve it, and things fall apart. Like, you can definitely see the progression as things go on, as I started to develop more and more into it. And another thing to note that the bots are run with Tracy generated code, blah 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 blah. This site will obviously automatically expand your text starting from the origin node and then tweet on a fixed schedule, like I mentioned before. If it generates a duplicate tweet or a tweet over 280 characters, because that is Twitter's limit, it will retry up to 5 times. Line breaks can be entered with a special sequence /n and hashtags with a hashtag or pound symbol. So that's that. There's that. Yeah. That's it with this. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives. And may the stars forever guide your path, forever it might lead you into the future. Bye bye, buddy.